Hello, everyone, and welcome to Wind, Reel, and Print. My name is Ryan,
And my name is Kevin.
and today we're looking back at
Today,
on America, and not even the podcast. That's for other times. We look back at the podcast and do our rap awards. No, we're going bigger picture. And we're looking at, tentatively America 2025 through the lens of three movies that have I guess it's mainly just like a political undertone that feels relevant, especially looking at what, it takes time to make movies, and for them to kind of land where we are now. And for them to still feel like, whoa, that feels right, feels relevant, is magic, buddy. And that leaves us, or that has brought us to three movies that feel like a spiritual trilogy for this year.
yeah.
And what a year.
Yeah, it's interesting that we do get, because normally I guess filmmakers don't make movies about like our lives today. I guess it's like a tenet like people try to avoid.
Yeah,
But
makes sense.
it is cool that we get like a kind of handful of things that are very current and whatever. So yeah, how did you come across this? Did you pitched this to me and kind of
Yes.
connected the dots. So
Yeah,
what's the
so
backstory on this?
the backstory is my partner came up with it.
Right.
And she had kind of mentioned it, and I was like, oh wait, that's a good point. And even the order of the release dates also kind of made sense too.
Yeah.
And the kind of roller coaster of like what they're trying to say, finishing off with the third film, which kind of opens it up but also closes it. And we can get to that. Is it just felt like, oh yeah, that is really fitting, and all from like directors that I really respect,
Right.
and have liked, them through the past decade.
Right.
And so it was like, dang, this does feel really interesting, and
Yeah.
there's something to pull from it. And when you got something like that and you start to connect the dots of multiple things that don't need to be connected or weren't meant to be connected,
That's rap material,
that's
maybe.
the rap material. That's the rap promise, if you ask me. We're good at that.
Oh yeah.
So
So what are the movies?
yeah, so we have 2025's
All
Eddington.
25s,
Yes,
yeah.
exactly. Yes. Eddington by Ari Aster, which focuses on the pandemic 2020, the lockdown, and which is also so taboo to talk about that.
Yeah.
Like that is, to put that on
Specifically,
film.
yeah.
Yeah, that's especially the height of it too. Like
Right.
it's very triggering to watch it and to
Yeah.
to be brought back to that thing. I think it's something people really want to forget about
Because it
naturally.
was that bubble time where we didn't know anything and shit
Yes.
was going down, and yeah, that was a very crazy very crazy
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I mean, to put yourself back there and to remember, like, oh my God, we had no idea what
Yeah.
was going to happen. It was so scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you had like plenty of people that were just had so much disregard for anything as well. And so you were
Yeah.
dealing with, and this was also peak of the woke era
Right.
too.
A lot of
Like
those
all of
things
these
coming.
things were happening. And so
Yeah.
Eddington takes all that,
Yeah.
and has a biting critique, I think, on just like Americans
Yeah.
in general. But I do think in the end does pick a
Haven.
side.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, and I watched a really interesting Ari Aster interview that kind of enlightened me on some of the things that
Okay.
some of the intentions
Interesting
behind
to
it.
hear.
So we can get into that. Numero dos
Fitting.
is One Battle After Another by Paul Thomas Anderson.
Oh, I thought you were
Came
gonna
out
go
in the
in
year of our
Spanish.
Lord
2025.
2025. Yes, you're getting the hang of it. You're figuring it out. There's a trend.
There's a
There's a
pattern
trend
here.
here. Yeah, there's a pattern. So based on the loosely, as Paul Thomas Anderson usually does, on the novel Vineland, follows a father daughter who the father was caught up in I guess revolutionary activity in probably the 90s, I think, or like the early 2000s if we're like following whatever.
Timeline.
But and then basically kind of the aftermath years later as they're kind of like the person they went after and the person who has like a real vendetta against them and the daughter specifically is basically coming back to finish the job. And so it's
Mm,
kind of being on the run. It's the most action heavy Paul Thomas Anderson movie, highest budget film
mm,
as well. There was a lot writing on it from a production standpoint and everything, and also one of his longest as well.
mm,
Um, but features that kind of like sentimentality too, that
mm.
action and sentimentality and family dynamic that is also the Paul Thomas Anderson promise, which we love. We like getting PTA in here. Uh, and then lastly,
Lastly,
lastly, lastly, 2024's
yeah. Whoa.
whoa,
Curveball.
yeah, curveball. 2025's Bugonia, and I think it's actually you're supposed to pronounce it um, Bugonia, but I'm just gonna
Mm,
say Begonia because a
fuck
lot of
it.
people are saying that anyways. But
Yeah.
that's what the writer at least said because it is like based on some sort of like I don't know if it was disease or something like that, but there's like
Mm,
it's a term from somewhere. Um, that follows two conspiracy addled members of our society, specifically one that kind of takes advantage of his cousin or something like that, and uh, has become obsessed with a CEO who he thinks is an alien, and kidnaps this CEO played by Emma Stone. And so we've got kind of like a kidnapping, a like kind of coming to terms with like the conspiratorial side of things, kind of like the underbelly of everything, where these other movies kind of like there is an underbelly-ish aspect to Eddington, I guess. And I guess maybe even like the revolutionary activity in one battle after another. This feels like the the thing you really don't want to look at. It's in, I mean, it takes place in a basement for God's sakes too. It's just like this the part of us and our society that we don't want to look at and is just the almost like the
mm,
runoff, I guess, of forgotten people, like
mm.
is what it felt like to me. And then it has and I will say we will spoil it, and
All
I
of
would
these movies.
all of these movies, but I would say go watch it because I was surprised by a number of things that happened in it, and I would hate for someone to not to
Be
to get it here.
surprised.
But maybe you know if you're like Kevin and spoilers don't really matter to you,
Yeah,
then fucking ride with us, baby.
yeah.
Um, but also had like a nuts ending
Yeah.
that sealed the deal for me. And
All right.
as Kevin would say, it's Ryan coded.
Yes.
And I think genuinely all of these movies are Ryan coded. Like
Yeah.
they speak to a lot and
Absolutely.
of me and what my interests are, and are all directors that I really really like. Ari
Hmm.
Aster, Paul Thomas Anderson, Yorgos Lanthimos doing Begonia.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just great things. So
Yeah. Yeah.
feels like
So,
a great way to wrap it up. But what were
yeah.
you gonna say?
Well, just like tangential things.
Yeah.
Bugonia was a folk practice in ancient Mediterranean regions based on the belief that bees were spontaneously generated from a cow's carcass.
Ooh. Yeah. There used to be this theory before they really understood stuff too that like flies just like came out of
Appeared.
like meat,
Mm,
like rotting meat, like that
yeah.
bugs and stuff would just like come out of it versus like other things. Like that was
Right.
something that kind of came. So that's a very interesting thing because bees
Yeah.
do play a part
In
in
this movie.
Begonia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it becomes more, they're saying it becomes more of like a ritual and like a poetic thing than like an actual like whatever. Obviously, it's not real or like a
Yeah.
fact. But then
It's a movie.
secondly,
It's a movie, Kevin, right?
well, yeah, I meant the begonia thing.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Um, but also Ari Aster was involved in two of these movies.
Yes.
because he gave Yorgos Lanthimos Bugonia.
Yeah, yeah.
I
The
mean,
plan
not
originally
Bugonia, but
was
like
for
the movie.
him to
Yeah,
direct it. Didn't make sense, and then I think they were going to have someone else also, but then it kind of landed on Yorgos Lanthimos. So it is produced by Ari Aster,
yeah.
written by Will Tracy, who wrote The Menu, which I would prefer not to talk about. uh, but maybe naturally, it feels like,
I mean, it
and
feels related.
oh, of course,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
it's
Talking about the
um
same thing, right?
exactly like it's going after the same people,
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
same ideas in society for
The
sure.
class dynamics and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah,
class dynamics.
right.
um
Okay, great.
so
Great intro.
you
I like
really, you
it.
think so? I
I
was
mean,
all I was
yeah,
off the dome.
like the contemporary America aesthetics with like the political like kind of dialogue that's going
Yeah,
on. It is interesting. It is
and I
interesting.
guess like everyone is conspiracy related and adjacent. Like there's
Yeah,
also
yeah.
something about that in everything. It's just like, is America that fucked up? Is shit that bad? And
I
the
mean,
answer, the movie basically says yes to everything.
I think drawing from that,
Yeah.
the amber of that is like truth and truth lies in reality. I feel like
Mm,
are kind of the underlying themes in a lot of these of like discovering what actually happened or what's real or what
yeah.
not. And that kind of tying into the conspiracy because I think there is to go really fucking broad right away. Like
Please.
I think America, like a interesting thing about America, I think about this a lot, is like there are people in America who are living two completely different, like in two completely different worlds, you know?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
people living by
Maybe even
one,
more than that. But what are you thinking? What
well,
are the two?
just I mean within our political landscape, like
Oh, sure.
generally there's people who believe like this subset of like things, and then people who are normal and human. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
But like, there is this like you can't even have an argument. And I think like a lot of these movies kind of talk to this of like you can't even have a conversation because they're not even in the same realm. Like they're not even following the same rules or regulations or truth.
Yes.
Like truth is so
Yeah.
variable
Yeah.
that like there is no actual connection at all between these two
Yeah.
things. And it's like,
You're talking completely different languages,
yeah,
right?
exactly,
Is basically kind of
exactly.
what it is. And talk about, like, I mean, I think you're so spot on with that, with each of these. But and then
Yes, yeah.
Begonia just like
Like literally,
literalizes it. Yeah,
yeah.
like
Like the
completely
metaphor
does.
is like that thing.
It
Yeah.
yeah, it takes it to the the farthest fantastical
Yeah.
direction,
Right, right, right. Like these other
which
ones are
feels
very
appropriate.
conceptually whatever, like
Yeah.
within the characters, but this is like very directly saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, that's very good. Yeah, because I mean, totally. That we are all. I mean, especially like we're all consuming all sorts of different things. The phone
Yeah.
is such a big thing in all the movies. Like One
Yeah.
Battle After Another
Wow.
does it a little differently, and like social media
Right.
isn't playing as much into it. But the other, like
The use of it
on either
still.
end, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like the use of social media in Eddington and Begonia is such an important part of it.
Mm.
Um,
Mm.
and is so like what's the right way to radicalizing, right? I mean that,
Yes.
and so we all
And shaping
are.
your reality and everything. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
that's talk about like you can't even have conversations with people because you're not even talking about the same things. Like the
Yeah.
facts you get are different.
Right, right,
The way you speak about it is different.
right.
And you're now in this bubble.
Yeah.
And how do you hey, it's great for a movie. It's conflict, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk
It's
about
perfect.
conflict. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of like that's what I really liked about Eddington is that it's
Yeah.
like taking this very binary thing in our lives, the political landscape, but it's making it very muddy and like mixed and like it's not very clear who is correct or good or whatever. People are just like doing crazy shit. and like
Yes.
kind of just like folds in on itself over the course of the
Y-
movie.
Yeah.
Um, and I thought that is literally what is happening in our lives. It feels like it's just like we have no idea what's like going on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think that's spot on because something like the analogy I was thinking of before we jumped on was just
Mm,
it feels like everyone's in mud in that
yeah.
movie. And
Mm,
like
yeah.
there is no and I'll be honest, I mean for one, I haven't seen Eddington since it came out, which
Yeah,
is I am looking forward to watching it again.
for
And
sure.
I left and I didn't really like it because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like left with this like feeling of like because obviously we have like we don't shy away from the fact that we have political beliefs, like we have
Yeah.
a worldview when we share it on this podcast.
Right, right.
And there was like this like oh this just feeling of like punching down a little bit sometimes. I think I took so much of it and I don't know. I just I was very reactive against
Sure.
it and
Sure.
I didn't like it. But maybe that's the Ari Aster promise too. Is
Yeah. That's like
like
every one of his movies.
yeah, exactly. Is like you're not going to like it, and
Yeah.
I mean, you're it. I feel lucky to like anything. I mean, talk about Bo is
Right.
Afraid. I mean, I know people that have visceral reactions to that,
Right.
and uh, and I get it. Like people tend to like really love or hate his
Yeah.
movies,
I,
but you
he
can't deny that he's made
he
like
he knows
he's
what
got a
he's doing.
vision and a design
Yeah.
that feels so
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, speaking on that, like again, I haven't seen that since it came out either, but
Yeah.
I can you're opening portals again. Like
Yeah.
the cinematography in that movie was like really brave and like the landscapes of everything and like I really enjoyed the editing
Yeah.
in Eddington. Um, I like there were a lot from what I remember, a lot of like crossfades and like really powerful cuts into the next scene that like
Yeah.
jumps you, you know?
Hmm.
Um, or like weird jump cuts or like weird things like jutting back and forth and intercutting and things, stuff like
Yeah.
that. I thought it was like a really kind of I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I just
Yeah.
really like that aspect of the way the style kind of is presenting these things.
Yeah. And I don't remember enough about that to speak on it, but I think that that sounds like it absolutely played into me kind of like leaving confused.
Oh,
Like
sure, yeah.
being like, and talk about the ending too. I mean, it also just is a
Yeah.
bummer ending.
Yeah.
But it feels
The
like and talk about
mama,
like yeah yeah
yeah.
talk about like part one of three of this kind of like makeshift trilogy we have
Yeah.
here
Way
is
more
like
pessimistic.
it is the most pessimistic
Yeah.
of the three,
Right.
um but it's also like maybe the most truthful
Yeah.
of all of them.
Because it, like you said, it's like of really biting critique. So
Yes.
it's not gonna pull its punches on like
Nope.
what is fucked up and what's wrong and stuff. And
Yeah,
so
it's
to that
funny.
extent, it does feel real and like more
Yeah.
honest. Yeah.
Yeah, Ari Aster gave an interview on Office Hours, that
Oh yeah.
podcast with Tim Heidecker, and
Is this the one you were
they're good
talking about?
friends. Huh?
This is the one you were talking about?
Yeah, this is the one I was talking about. And so they had a really great conversation. I highly recommend people listen to it. It's
Yeah,
really
I want to
good
watch
because they
this.
talk about how like Ari Aster got a lot of shit that, and maybe shit's the wrong way to put it, but a lot of people saying like, "Hey, you like you treated everyone equally and like treated
Mm,
like you hit at the left, you hit at the right," and it's like all these things like who like what are you trying to say, yada yada yada.
sure.
But it was funny because he was like one side is trying to like kill people and annihilate people, the other side is just annoying.
Yeah.
And it feels like, and he's like, I don't know why people think I am like picking a side here. And
Right.
it's just like there's clearly like, we can say it like the right wing in the movie is like, I mean, they're willing to kill people and stuff like that. I mean, the
Right.
sheriff being a, like is like this force, and then you have like the kind of like the white woke kid, for example, that's like and like really like taking
Just
Black
being
Lives
dumb,
Matter and that thing and like being very
performative.
yeah performative in it, and
Yeah.
it's like it's to get the girl like that one kid, and then the other
Yeah.
guys, it's like all of these things, and it's like it's the thing people like, so many people like complain about when it comes to like woke and stuff like that. It's like, oh, it was just annoying. But I
Right.
look back now and I'm like, man, I would prefer annoying over a hellscape. Like,
Yeah.
talk about like the swing away. It's like I will take that any day. Like, bring back dark woke or whatever, the, like, I'm cool with it. And so there's there's something about Eddington just feels the most raw, and I think that's why
Uh-huh.
I disliked it out
Sure,
out
yeah.
out the gate, was like feeling like that, looking in the mirror.
Hmm.
And
It's too
I,
honest.
it's too honest, and having to acknowledge like, oh, all the contradictions in my beliefs and in America and all of these things. I mean, anyone that's lived through the pandemic, which is every listener probably.
Mm,
I don't think any babies are listening. They're welcome,
yeah.
babies. You're lucky you missed it.
Then
But
also,
anyone that lived through it knows, like, it was so insane and
yeah,
brain breaking, and it's no
yeah,
wonder people don't want to talk about it,
right,
or think about it, and want to move on so fast. We just wanted to
right.
hit fast forward before we were ready.
I mean, isn't
um,
that's the most American thing you can do?
it
Is
is like,
ignore your shit.
exactly. Like, let's keep moving forward, keep moving forward. I
Yeah,
mean, that's the American way, and never
everything is
look back and
history.
never prosecute anyone for war crimes, for example. Like, we
Yeah,
just have to forgive and forget and just keep moving. Don't look
yeah,
back. Um, and then you live in, we're heading towards our techno feudalist hellscape.
yeah.
Um,
I mean,
which is
feels like it,
exactly where it ends. It
right?
ends with the data
The
center, which is
AI
the
thing.
whole thing. The kind of where it
Mhm.
basically just kind of bookends the movie. This kind of
Right.
like data center thing, the golden magikarp data center, and which is funny. And yeah, and in the end, and then I loved the ending of
Yeah.
Eddington. I thought it was so great. And just Ari Aster was talking about, even like, because spoiler, all of this stuff obviously is like, Walking Phoenix by the end is like, what's the word,
Vegetable.
like paraplegic,
Yeah.
like he can barely move. um and they had his stand-in be the nurse. Like, they didn't have like a nurse there. They kind of like, the Walking Phoenix Ari Aster relationship is very coming up with a lot of
Complicated.
things on set, as you can imagine. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
Walking Phoenix like comes and he doesn't want to do anything he's ever done before. It's kind
Yeah.
of like the direction he goes into a lot of
Or
this
what
stuff.
he's told.
Yeah, yes, naturally, yes. So it was funny, like, and I get the funny like little story that Ari Aster shared, was like, he, like, the stand-in at one point has to slap like Walking Phoenix as he's getting him naked on the toilet, because
Uh-huh.
like he's like trying to stop him. And I guess it was like, it's hard to convince someone to be like, no, it's okay to slap. You're just gonna
Joaquin
slap,
Phoenix. Yeah, you
yeah,
could just
Walking Phoenix, and it's
yeah.
okay.
So
uh
I'm assuming the stunt was like comfortable enough with him to like
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was just the stand-in. It,
or the
it wasn't
stand-in,
even, yeah,
sorry.
exactly. Like, it was enough to be like, okay, hey, you'll fit this part. But
Sure, yeah.
yeah, no, it was,
That's
yeah, it
cool.
was all very interesting. And then there's obviously the Antifa super soldier thing on the
Uh-huh.
private jet being flown in, which is like a crazy way it went. Oh my God. I don't even know. Like, and Ari Aster also
Forgot about that,
doesn't
yeah.
want to, uh, and I think rightfully so. And I respect directors that don't want to reveal every little detail, but
Right.
there's a lot of meaning to that. And there's a lot of
Right.
like depth to it and purpose to it. That's more than just like saying what people
Like
took it for face value,
iconoclast.
which is like,
Yeah.
anything that's anti-fascist or protesting or anything is fake astroturfed, nonsense.
Yeah.
Which, some people could look at that and be like, that's him punching left, or
Sure.
punching, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. So it's all it's all interesting, and especially now, I'm really looking forward to watching it again.
Yeah.
I really
With all
want
this
to,
context, yeah.
yeah, with all of this context, and to just be like, yeah, just take it in a different way,
Yeah.
now that I kind of have an idea of like what he was going for.
Sure, yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Your kind of processing of it, I think, is why I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Like when I watched it, because I was like, yeah, this feels like it's almost cheap to make a COVID movie so soon, but then he does it in a way that is effective and like feels true and critical, and like it's everything that I would want out of a movie about that time period, you know?
yeah,
It's to not like what I wouldn't want is like him to only punch left or only punch right,
I
and it
agree.
to be like a statement thing. And it's like I
Yeah.
didn't want that. I wanted the ambiguity of like who people are and like what's going on and like just capturing the craziness, which I think it's kind of perfect for him. Like to me, that time period was anxiety. It was such like an anxious time period for everybody.
Yeah. Oh, and Ari Aster's
And
anxious.
he's an
Yeah.
anxious guy. You can see it in
Yeah.
his movies and his films and everything. And it just felt like the perfect thing. And he even, what I had heard from him in an interview was that like this was supposed to be his first movie.
Oh, interesting.
Like he wanted it, he was like writing it to be his first thing, but just like couldn't figure
Obviously,
it
the
out.
pandemic hadn't happened yet, so it was like,
Exactly.
yeah.
So he obviously went another route with that. But after the pandemic, he was like, wait a second, there's like if I add this layer onto it, it
Ooh.
kind of works, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think it for sure did. Like it
Yeah.
felt like necessary to wait for that to happen, you know,
Yeah.
for whatever reason. Yeah, because that like just COVID as a genre or like a world, you know, it that kind of works because that was like so like dystopian, like made up. Like it doesn't feel like a real experience, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
yeah. I
thinking
mean,
back on that time, yeah, I don't
it's going to
know.
be so hard to explain to people in the future what it was really like, and
Yeah, it's so
it's going to
crazy.
have to be media like this,
Right,
not this
right.
podcast though. Hey, maybe,
I
but
mean, maybe
the
this is part
movie,
of it,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Is like,
maybe,
yeah,
yeah.
the
Like
conversation.
the stories people tell, because we're going to quickly forget it. Like it's
Yeah.
going to, and
I
it's
mean, I think,
already so many people have.
yeah,
Um, it's
exactly.
crazy to think we're 5 years past when it happened.
Yeah.
Which is nuts. It was hard to go like the first week, 2 weeks, 2 months. It was
Mm,
like insane.
yeah.
Um, so
Um, yeah, one other thing I feel like we're gonna move on, but I just wanted to kind of
yeah.
as a through line through a lot of these too, like and it's and with America, you know, politically speaking at least, like the inability to deal with past trauma.
Mm.
Like something happening before the movie or like right at the beginning that like affects the main character throughout, you know, and then
Oh, I mean, the next one we'll talk about for sure is going to.
right, right.
That is the point of it.
The
Yeah,
crux of it. Yeah.
yeah.
So I
It's
think
like,
that's an interesting point within America as well of like we don't want to acknowledge a lot of our problems in our
yeah,
history and stuff the way it really happened and
yeah,
with Trump kind of like being the crux of all this again.
yeah,
So yeah, it's interesting.
yeah. I mean, it's trying to erase your past,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
exactly. Like
Yeah. That I mean, that's what we desperately want
suppress,
to do. Yeah.
yeah, suppressing and forgetting. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And ignoring. Because if
Yeah.
you don't know it's there, it's fine. You
Yeah.
know? And I
Doesn't
think
affect you.
like, yeah. I like some of these things we're saying, I'll have a really hard time, at least at the moment. I don't know how to connect a lot of them to Begonia. It'll be interesting if we can get there with some of those ideas.
Yeah.
Um, but
I think
it
yeah,
almost
for
feels
sure.
like Begonia is doing like the what if you finally do something
Right.
about this
The
like
action.
thing, like yeah, like yeah, the reactivity a
Yeah.
little bit.
Or the call to action. Yeah.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
interesting. So
Yeah.
great.
Cool.
Watch Eddington.
Watch Eddington.
I'm gonna rewatch it.
I mean, I think Ari Aster deserves rewatches with a lot of his movies because I feel the same way about Beau's Afraid. It's like I hated that experience of like watching that movie, but think like I still can't stop thinking about it. And want
Yeah, I mean
to like
the
go
first,
back. Yeah.
yeah, I mean everyone talks about the first act of it
Yeah.
being unbelievable. Like
It's
the way it captures
insane.
anxiety and panic
Yeah.
is almost untouched. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy how insane it is.
Yeah. The paranoia in that movie.
Paranoia,
Yeah.
yes.
Is crazy. Next level. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even in Eddington, I feel like touches on that a little bit as well.
Oh, totally. I mean, you get the, and I think this is why
Makes
this was some critique of Ari Aster is the way he portrays homeless people and
oh, okay.
unhoused people is like
Sure.
this madness that people can have.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a character like that in Eddington,
Sure.
that is just like adds to it, but it
Right.
like that is what real life like we deal with people like that all the time.
I
Like
mean,
it, you know, that's
yeah,
a real thing. Like,
right.
yeah, no, I
And
don't
it's
like,
yeah,
I think something we need, I think everyone needs to get better at like
the
media
representation.
comprehension, right? Is
Yeah,
like this, like, just because it's in a movie doesn't make it right.
right.
You
Or
know,
it's like
like,
not condoning that
yeah,
thing.
no,
Yeah,
absolutely not. And we're too quick,
yeah.
to do that, I feel like, as a
The
society.
SJW.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and that's what Eddington was like critiquing in a lot of that
Right,
too.
right,
And it's
right.
like it doesn't feel good to critique that in a lot of ways because like I'm on that side and I care about those things.
Right.
Um,
I mean,
it's
it comes from a good place, but it's like,
it can just
what
be
what's
yeah,
the line? Like, where
yeah,
do we
exactly.
draw the
Like
line?
yeah, um, yeah. There's something there, and it's just like that's the contradiction you got to deal with. But I'd
Right.
honestly, I'd rather have that than whatever the fuck the opposite of that is.
Right,
Like
right.
you, I'll take annoying over hellscape.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Death.
So but let's get to hellscape. Let's get to
Yeah, Hellscape, running for your
what
fucking life.
happens when the state has
When your
power to do
paranoia is
anything it
real.
wants. Yes, when your
Yeah.
paranoia is real and you can just get killed and hunted down and the
Yeah.
court can't stop them.
Yeah.
um
Wow.
and that sounds so today,
Yeah,
even though
I
this
know.
movie was made before the new
3 years
Trump
ago.
presidency and what
Yeah.
ICE is doing and everything like that.
Right.
But we are brought with what I feel is the most present day of these movies.
Sure.
Um,
Sure.
and and even like relating to what leftism is and like how and like what revolutionary acts can really do,
Mm.
and then what it means to move on. And for some people, we're talking about Sean Penn's Lockjaw. I think Steve, is it Steve Lockjaw? I think so. Lockjaw, though.
I have no idea.
His character cannot let it go. He
Yeah.
will not let it go. And he is on the hunt for who he thinks is his daughter, the
Right.
girl being raised by Leonardo DiCaprio's character, and has been her whole life, was the basically adopted daughter um, of this
Unbeknownst to
character.
him, though, too.
Yeah, I think. Do you think it was like truly unbeknownst, or I think there was like a part of him that
No.
kind of knows, sort of,
Mm,
but maybe not.
I don't
I don't
know.
know. What does it matter?
I
I
mean
don't know.
that's kind of yeah, we can get into that. But yeah, I guess I was
Now this
really
one, well, here
yeah.
you like just like the big picture with this movie. I
Yeah.
came out and I loved it, but you had reservations or just didn't it didn't jive as much, and I want to hear. I
Yeah.
want to hear like what you ran into.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think you bring up a lot of great points and a lot of people enjoyed this movie because of all those
It
things.
was a huge. It was yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know if it was like the hugest hit of the world, but it was like
I think
it
it's
was so popular and big.
yeah. I mean, a lot of
It was
people
crazy.
talked about it, but I don't think it was financially a success.
It did the number it needed to, which I think it like crossed 200 million or something
Okay.
like that, which
Okay.
was like the highest grossing Paul Thomas Anderson movie ever. It was also the
Yeah.
highest budget Paul Thomas Anderson movie ever. And it was
Right.
like it was the whole thing was like they need to make their money back and or else.
At least,
And
yeah.
I think it was Warner Brothers made the movie and
Yeah.
they've had like the most banger year of
Yeah.
success. It's kind of crazy. So
Sinners. Yeah.
yeah, they're fine. But yeah,
Um, yeah, I mean, I feel so silly, but I guess
be
like
silly.
because
I'll correct you if you're wrong.
in my heart, like I really did want or want to like this movie.
Yeah.
Like I think from a story standpoint, it's like doing all the things, you know. It's like, oh, okay, this is like what I want a story about today to kind of like be saying, you know.
Yeah.
Especially with like the raids and like the revolutionary kind of crew and stuff. I think all these things are super interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely like, you know, things you fantasize about or whatever.
Totally.
You
Yeah.
know,
Who hasn't thought of, I mean, I certainly do. Like
like
I
what you
can
can do
yeah,
to like
how do you actually
disrupt.
can you fight back? And
Yeah.
then yeah.
Like, is there some sort of like counter justice thing that can happen or whatever? I think that's
Yeah.
super interesting. Um, I think um I think overall like oh actually I don't know. Fuck. I guess
Hmm.
like the whole thing with the way this like for one, their kind of sex scene with Tiana Taylor, right?
Oh, yes, yeah, yeah.
And
I think that's her name.
and
Yeah.
Sean Penn, like that was really confusing to me. Like I didn't quite understand motive and like what was going on with that whole thing. And I think because that like becomes the like whole center point of the movie, I don't know, it kind of like made things weird for me. And then
Hmm.
um like I'm along for the ride. I like Leo's character. I like Benicio del Toro's character. But a lot of times it just felt like five different movies, like all these different plot lines, and then I guess I didn't understand like how these all connected into like a theme or whatever.
Hmm.
Or into something that it's saying, you know? Like
Yeah.
obviously interesting things are happening and it's like wild and fun, but I guess
Yeah.
beyond that, like I didn't quite understand what the movie was. And then like I a huge part of that is the ending. Like I thought it was too sentimental for
Hmm.
what the movie's about and what it's trying to say, especially in today. And like in comparison to Eddington, I feel like that is the main difference as to why I think one is more favorable to me than the others. Like I didn't really think that was like the ending point to this movie.
Yeah.
You know, it just felt kind of shoehorned in a little way in a way to me. And the car chase scene, you know, people talk about that,
Obviously,
but
yeah,
it
it's
was
a hot topic.
yeah, it was
People
shot
love.
really well, and I think it was very creative, but I don't know, it took the piss out for me.
Yeah.
Of like all these things, you kind of build up a lot of stuff, and then we're kind of here. I don't know. I guess it's good tension stuff, but after a while, I was like, the fuck is like what? Like, how do we get? I don't know, you know? And then just like overall, like Paul Thomas Anderson has created such a brand for himself and like an expectation of what a PTA movie is. And I
Yeah.
think in some regards, this does uphold that with like Inherent Vice or like Punch Drunk Love and those that stuff his more comedy side
Yeah.
but I guess like with the subject matter and like the anticipation of what you could say with this sort of movie, I just was expecting a completely different movie in my head, I guess, going into it, and I was like, whoa, this is cool but like not like what I imagined a PTA movie about like revolutionaries were gonna was gonna be about.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Because you get There Will Be Blood. It's like, dude, that's such a political film. Like it has such a statement to like
Yeah.
the industry and like capitalism and stuff. It's like he has this sort of like engine, you know, to like make these sorts of movies. I just was expecting more like There Will Be Blood or The Master or like something like that, where you're like
Yeah.
focusing on these characters and like it's drama and like shit's going down, you know.
Yeah.
It just wasn't that, I guess. Yeah.
All right, let me jump in.
Yeah, that's my whole
Yeah,
spiel.
that's good. That's good. Yeah, no, because I I agree with a lot of what you're saying, and it's interesting
Yeah.
because like I think it's just the way I took it was differently. Because for me, kind of the reaction I had as well was like, there was a lot. It like to me, it almost felt like it was tripping. Like
Yeah.
there was like this like feeling of like a what? Like I kept hitting a wall every
Mm.
time, but in the end, I kind of had hit the wall enough that like I was cool with it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
But there was like plenty of things where I was like,
CTE.
yeah, exactly. I might have just had like Paul Thomas Anderson induce CTE by the end. And then I was just like, because I think at a certain point I was just like, fuck it. Why am I like, it feels like you're along for the ride
Right, right.
because it is just so intense and it really does keep the energy going.
Hmm.
Um, for the most part. And I think, it's funny, like for me, like I agree with the taking the piss out. Like the energy of the car scene
Yeah.
didn't match the energy of the rest of the movie for me.
No. Yeah.
Um, like I was watching, I was like, this doesn't seem that exciting. at all. Like
Yeah.
even the way it was shot, like the low shots are great, but there were some other shots I was just like, that's not, we're not
Doesn't
keeping the intensity up. We're just kind of showing
right.
the guy kind of like squinting a little bit driving.
Right.
Like, I don't know. And it's funny. I watched the movie in theaters twice. And
Okay.
then I've watched that scene 3 times because it just came out on digital. And then someone posted on Twitter just the car chase scene on the phone.
Mm,
Or like on the phone.
on
I
YouTube.
watched it on my phone.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's funny because it actually gets more intense on the phone. Like I actually kind of
Sure,
liked it
yeah.
more on the phone
Or
versus like,
singular, right?
yeah, I
The
guess there was
two.
just something, but yeah, there's just like a mismatch of energy in
Yeah.
that scene. And I would say the movie has a lot of that where it's just there's a lot of mismatching of parts
Yeah.
that feels like it's all kind of coming in there. And I don't even know how to explain it from a product. Like I could imagine there's a lot of different things going on to make this movie what it was, required a lot of different elements being put in, and
Hmm.
they're not common Paul Thomas Anderson elements. And
Hmm.
so it's like, what happens when you put action into a Paul Thomas Anderson movie? Maybe that is what this, I mean, it
Needs
literally
or
is what
what?
this is, but maybe there
Yeah.
is like some sort of like serious, like like really
That's
strange feeling to
yeah.
it. Cause it is like, you know, it's kind of Frankensteining this thing. You're attaching a new body part
Right.
to this thing, or it's an organ transplant. So that
Right.
might be it too. And even like because it also was like such an epic in a way, and it was, you know, it had a very like book kind of format to it with the kind of like the,
Very literary, yeah.
yeah, very literary.
Yeah.
And even with the opening, I was like, is the whole movie gonna be like this? Because I'm not really like
Down.
jiving that much
Yeah.
with it. Um, and then, but
Like you
I
didn't
was
need
really
that
jiving with
beginning, I feel
Leonardo
like.
DiCaprio's stoner character, and
Yeah.
it was really funny. Like it was a lot of like that's what I like ended up enjoying the most about it.
Sure,
And so
yeah.
you're basically kind of like dealing with two storylines happening at the same time,
Right.
with Chase Infinity's character, the daughter, and Leonardo DiCaprio, both of them going on their
Dealing with
journey but
this. Yeah.
separated, and all kind of culminating in that car scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is so much weirdness to it, and maybe it's like coming off of Eddington and feeling a similar way, where I was
Hmm.
like, I'm confused. I
Yeah.
don't know how to feel. And then kind of realizing in a way I'm like doing a disservice by letting that be such a powerful emotion for me,
Sure, sure.
that I kind of like went and like kind of came out of this and was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like I'm
That was
gonna take
great.
a hit and I'm just gonna ride. Uh and I think that's kind of like where it is for me. Is it my famous favorite Paul Thomas Anderson? No, it's not.
Yeah.
Like obviously There Will Be Blood, The Master, Boogie Nights. I
Right.
find those to be like ultimate, and they fit like everything, and there's no lull, I feel like, in those three movies for me. They're
Right.
just fantastic and phenomenal. And then this kind of lives in like a totally different thing, but I think
Yeah.
like overall, like I liked the message the most. And yeah, the sentimental thing was weird.
Yeah.
It did end like on a weird like, oh,
Disney Channel.
yeah, like the American Girl song by Tom Petty at the end too. It was
Right.
very like 2000s like credits music like was
Sure.
coming on. And it was so strange, but
Yeah.
I don't know, like there's something about the strangeness I really leaned into and liked it. So I like agree with everything you're saying, but there's something that,
But that's what you enjoyed about
yeah, I think there's
it.
something I think that's like what I enjoyed about it, because I can't,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, because
No,
all
I
those
mean
things are true.
I relate to that because I'm like, am I taking this too seriously? Am I thinking too much about it that it's like kind of erasing the point of it, you know?
Yeah.
I definitely have like thought back on like why I feel this way, but it's just like, sometimes you just experience it a certain way and like
Totally.
that's your mood and
Yeah.
you
And
ate
there's
something
nothing wrong
weird.
with that. Like
Yeah,
that's
no.
part of it. Like there's no
Right.
right or wrong way to do it, to do it.
Yeah.
But we watch the same movie. So we are like
Talking about it.
pulling from the same things. We've watched a lot of similar movies in our
Yeah,
time here.
true.
Um that we kind of come at it. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
I just had I guess like if it was more about Leo's character and that timeline staying in then within that time period versus
Yeah,
like to me the beginning was too expositional and
it was
it
very,
was
yeah,
too much backstory in my
yeah.
opinion
It was the most backstory like
for
I've seen in
his.
any movie. Like truly,
Mm,
like because so many movies don't take so much time, and that's why it felt
right,
very literary, prologue-y,
right.
sort of thing. Like that, and I guess it's just there really aren't that many movies with time jumps. Like that's not the most popular thing that happens. You like I think
Because
like a
it's not
screenwriting,
good.
yeah, exactly. Like a screenwriting like lesson you kind of learn is like start in the middle, like
Yeah,
start like after like stuff has happened, start the interesting stuff.
in media
um
res.
yeah, yeah. And it's just like let's get into it and
Yeah,
then keep it going. And like would One Battle After Another be a better movie if we started at the present day? I don't know. Like
yeah.
I think that,
Would have been
yeah,
shorter.
it's really hard to imagine what that looks like.
Would have been a shorter
um
movie.
Yeah, it certainly would have been shorter. It was did you like feel the length of the
Yeah,
movie? Yeah, okay. See, I didn't. Um
towards the
and
end. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you felt it.
I was like,
Yeah,
let's
Killers of
just
the
get out of here,
yeah,
please.
you were done.
Yeah,
uh,
you're saying Killers of the Flower
yeah,
Moon.
Killers of the Flower Moon was similar from where I didn't feel the length of that one.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
feel that. Um
I watched it twice.
nice. I can't wait to watch that one again. I'm very excited.
It's great.
That
Yeah,
was a good one. I really really liked it.
because that one feels like the action is perpetuating. It's like continuous. It doesn't feel like you get the lull that you're talking about
Yeah.
of like
Yeah.
things mismatching or you have to like pick up again or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like it feels, yeah, and to like try to even come up with it, like it feels almost like a bumpy road.
Yeah.
This One Battle
Yeah.
After Another, like it's just like
Huh.
what the like it's like we're
So
jumping
meta.
around, like I don't know, like there is just some quality, like this like jagged quality to it
Yeah.
that's kind of, yeah, it's strange. I'm not sure what it is, if it's like really pulling like this literary thing or
Right.
what, or and adding in all of these elements that are kind of new and unique to the Paul Thomas Anderson thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what makes it, but it is. It just is.
Yeah. It's an
But
interesting thing. Yeah.
yeah, I guess to kind of bring it to like the topic that is at
Combo.
hand,
Yes, yes, yeah.
like let's talk about like the America 2025 thing, and even like
Interpretation.
what the ending says kind of in the scope of these movies, right?
Sure, yeah.
um so obviously it feels like the most like present day. I think I mentioned that kind of at the beginning of our conversation. And then
Because of the
it is
rates.
the most hopeful of all of them. It's
Yeah.
like it's this idea that the fight continues. It doesn't necessarily like say the world is fixed, but it kind of gives this like, hey,
There's
you
some
know,
optimism within
yeah,
this.
some
Yeah.
optimism that you really don't get.
Yeah.
Like, and it's really hard to feel optimistic in
True.
this day and age. And honestly, and all of these things I'm saying aren't like defenses of it, but it's just like to
Right.
take it at its
I
literal
mean,
face value.
yeah, you're not
Yeah.
saying false things.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's just like, yeah, there is a power to that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Or
as
like a
cheesy
reason
as it
to do it.
is
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
What are you saying?
But it still is like so cheesy, and because it's so different than like the ultra violence that you get.
Right.
And now you're in, I think the Disney movie example is a good one.
Yeah.
um and then all, we've talked about like the ice raids and things like that and how it feels
Yeah.
so present, but then you get Lockjaw as just this
Menacing.
unbelievable force, like
Yeah.
the most insane performance of all three of these movies.
Yeah.
um this just
Truly.
like man who will stop at nothing.
Yeah.
He walks like a robot and acts like one, like just will never stop under any circumstance. And then like we end up at like, his almost death, and it's another example, and all that can like
God.
his ego, not even ego, but like, eventually he can only be killed by like
Gas.
yeah, by a gas and having to be tricked.
Yeah.
um and by the people that he thought
works for.
yeah, and
Yeah,
it's like, and it was like the only time he smiled in the entire film too was like,
when
because
he's dying.
the other aspect of this is there's something called the Christmas Adventurers Club, which is just a white
Mm,
nationalist um
think tank.
group that
Yeah,
is like doing everything it can to subvert, you know, multiculturalism. And
right.
so it's got a lot of these really weird, strange scenes of like them meeting and stuff like that and saying like "Hail Santa" or whatever it is. Uh,
Merry Christmas.
yeah, Merry Christmas and all of those things. Um, but he like his goal is to become a part of that group, but they don't like that he had a you know a black lover
Yeah,
and
yeah.
possibly a black child, and that's like real impetus for him to try to clean up his mess. And so that's
Mm,
like this driving thing that like throws what they had, which was like a fine father daughter life, though
right,
full of all of its natural things like single dad sort of issues that you get,
right, right.
and then just blows it up with this like unbelievable force of violence.
Mm,
um and obviously characters that just aren't ready for it, and that always makes for good movies when you kind of are thrown fish out of water almost,
yeah,
and they can't, and it takes the stoner angle with it, which is a lot of fun, of just like,
sure.
what if you couldn't remember
Your
the
password.
code, the
Yeah,
password to like getting it back in with the revolutionaries?
yeah, yeah.
There's that's a fun
That's very
fun thing to it.
current.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I think stoners we can relate to.
yeah.
Oh God, if I had to, that would be tough. That would be
Like,
really
what
tough.
time is it?
Yeah,
What is it?
exactly. Shit. What?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that was funny.
and any thoughts on like it in this kind of America 2025 trilogy that I haven't shared, or
Yeah, yeah. I think you bring up good points. I mean, I don't know if I'm repeating anything, but I
yeah,
guess just like saying stuff off the top
yeah,
of like, I guess this is leading into Begonia a little bit of like, um, doing something to stand up against the man, in some way, and like this kind of idea of revolution being the sort of like solution to these sorts of issues,
yeah,
um, and confronting the like kind of like fascistic like parts of our life, in a very head-on way and in a way that's like, I guess, yeah, optimistic for like whatever. Because I guess it is in some ways nihilistic of like this stuff never ends.
it definitely
Um,
is. Yeah, it's not saying it's fixed.
yeah, yeah, like you kind of mentioned that. So I guess yeah, like framing it in that way, like makes sense to me. Yeah, I have to like rewatch. I feel like I have to rewatch this movie and
You should, just from
yeah,
a scientific standpoint.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, because I really want, yeah, I really want to like this
Yeah, yeah.
movie.
And honestly, it's possible that I really want to like it too, and that's why I decided to
Rooting
really
for
like
it.
it might
Yeah,
have just
yeah.
been like a choice on my part, because like I said, I'm describing a lot of the same things you have,
Right, right.
and I completely agree. There's just like a there's yeah, I get, I think I'm just embracing it, and
Yeah,
I've made it a choice to, which is a weird thing. Like, I think it's the first time in this podcast I've like decided, like, we
sure.
don't really talk about it like that,
Yeah,
like the choice,
to like
when it's a
something.
choice and when it isn't a
Right,
choice.
right, right, right.
um
Yeah, that is interesting because like, I mean, that's where I guess I'm having my issue of like, am I just choosing to not like this because
I don't
I,
think
but
so,
yeah,
like
like,
that's kind of
I
like,
don't know,
but
yeah.
is it? Like
I
there's,
mean, I don't know, yeah. Like, I just feel like I need to rewatch it
I
to
mean,
like,
certainly you can be a contrarian, I can be a
yeah.
contrarian as well,
I
but
mean, yeah, for sure.
I don't think that's what this is either. I
Yeah.
don't know, it's just
Yeah, I
something
don't
to think
know.
about. It's
Okay,
just,
yeah.
yeah, it's
I
food for
just
thought.
feel guilty for not liking something.
Yeah, I know, kind of. Get on, yeah,
Um,
get on it. It's on the top 250. You have to like it.
yeah, yeah. Well, now that I'm digesting it more, I guess I have more to say about like the America thing.
Oh, sure.
With like moving forward too, I guess. Well, I don't know, some lessons, I suppose,
Yeah,
is like I guess what I enjoyed from the movie was like the level of this idea of like commitment and loyalty to like to each other and like
Yeah,
to your like plan and everything. Like I don't know, I thought that was a really good takeaway from like what we can apply to like our lives and stuff is like in order to overcome this hurdle, we have to stay committed to each other and loyal to the cause and everything.
yeah. And it's so cool that the movie actually has like a an item that like a
Mm,
thing that is that. Like it's like you trust a person with your life if they have this
this
device that
thing.
plays
Oh
the
yeah.
song, and you will trust them with every. And what I liked about the movie is
Mm,
there was no subversion of that.
right,
Like there it was always correct and true to
right.
trust
The
people.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
Like that was always like that is the definitive true statement of this film is like
mm,
trust and community and like having each other's back is the answer.
mm,
And what's the alternative? It's like it's to die. The alternative is Bugonia. The
right.
alternative is Eddington. And so
Well, it's
like
this like kind of to me it is lockjaw is the opposite, right? Is like to
mm,
control everything and to kind of destroy basically.
yeah,
And
yeah,
he doesn't trust anyone in his ranks. He kills everybody, like or gets rid of them or something.
yeah.
And
It's
he's
interesting
yeah.
like he but he is on a journey to become part of a group, so it is kind of like
Still,
those
yeah.
are like playing
Within
against each
him.
other.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
he
Like
is
that's his
desperate to be in a
conflict.
group.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah, even though he's like trying to break theirs down.
right.
Yeah, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting. And also this idea of like serving your purpose or knowing and understanding like where you come from and like what you have to carry forward with you and stuff like that.
yeah,
I thought that was interesting, especially with like I don't know, being a child of revolutionaries and kind of like inheriting this thing, like you're kind of like obligated to serve this thing. But then I
yeah.
think at least like dialectically like um her being the child of this like really evil person and like how do you balance those kind of two origin stories of yourself, you know, and like
Yeah, because then it also not only is it lockjaw, but it also she finds out her mom, who she has built up in her mind as having been killed or disappeared or something like
mm,
that, is a rat. Like
mm,
she ends up finding out that her mom isn't what she thought she
right,
was, which is
right,
why like at the end of the car chase scene, she like doesn't believe her dad. Like she's screaming at him, "Who are you? Who
right.
are you?" And he's like,
Mm,
"I'm your dad. I'm your dad." And it's that like reasserting of like
trust.
you know I've been here the whole time,
Yeah.
and I went through all hell to get here, and
Mm.
she
She's not
easily and
even
had every right to kill him right there too.
right,
Like her world has completely collapsed
right.
because who is her true self? And it's after that
Mm,
she decides to define herself, and that's where
mm.
that sentimental kind of ending comes from, right?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
Yeah. And back to the like the truth and lies and like reality
yeah,
of the whole thing. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's
It's
stuff to it.
yeah, I mean, yeah, there's yeah. It's
Yeah,
good.
there's intellectual conversation to be had,
Yeah, yeah,
you
for
know.
sure. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
all you can really ask for in a movie. It's a good conversation, you know?
It's true Waterworld.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you can ask for.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
some combo. Um, well, how about we move on,
Blast
huh?
off to the
Yeah.
next planet.
Yes. To Andromeda.
Andromeda.
What are the Andromedans? What are they up to? Well, supposedly they communicate with their hair and they do all sorts of things, and they
They look like
it's
Emma Stone.
yes, exactly. So wow,
What a wild ride.
what a wild ride. And I mean, you get the Yorgos Lanthimos promise, you get some absolutely insane things, you get like all that kind of like awkward, weird Jesse Plemons being like that kind of character of just
Yeah,
like
he was crazy.
so strange,
Yeah,
just cooked up in a lab, and that lab is just social media and conspiratorial, like InfoWars
mm,
style shit.
yeah,
What happens when you go down the rabbit hole and then do something about it? Because eventually
yeah.
like you uh, people are going to do things, they're going to take action.
True.
That's true.
It's true.
It goes off to enough people, like someone's going to do something.
Yeah, yeah,
And this is the movie about someone doing something and taking this, what is an absolutely wild, insane, doesn't make any sense premise of
yeah.
like the CEO of this company is an alien and has been killing the bees. That's kind of like a big part of it, of like him accusing, or like kind of reaffirming his belief, is his kind of bee beliefs. um he is
His
all
bee leaves.
is oh, see, I don't think like that. I don't think like, I don't combine words like that. I'm more like the alliteration, you know
Sure, sure.
so I'm that's why, audience, I never say those first. That's me throwing it up and you knock it in. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm here for. That's
It's
what I'm
always funny. Like, I'm just never like, I don't know if it's like I'm not witty enough, but I always think about that sometimes. It's like, I could never, like, I just don't think like that first. And I'm like, oh no, that's just my place in life.
No,
I'll
I
never
mean,
have it.
you set it up. Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's just
did.
like right
Yeah,
there.
it's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay to be, you know,
The passer.
the yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Kobe? Who's Shaq?
Exactly, exactly.
No, who? I don't need to
Oh,
know.
oh.
No, no,
Like
no.
who they are actually.
No, who we are in. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I
I
mean,
think you're Shaq, right? In
well, I
this,
mean,
in this,
in that
yeah, in
metaphor.
that specific analogy,
Yeah,
yes. If
yeah,
we were
yeah,
to
yeah.
take that, yeah.
Right, right, right.
Um,
But I think overall they were really great because there was no like
yeah,
one or
it's such a
two.
great. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
duos in basketball are like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, yeah.
Like some, oh man, it's just like
Awesome.
some of the greats.
Steph
It's
Curry and
yeah,
Clay, you know?
yeah.
Yeah. Awesome.
Mike and Rodman.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Mike and Pippen
Oh
and
yeah. Oh, it's
Rodman.
Mike and Pippen actually,
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
Rodman played the Draymond Green esque kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
character to their. So it's like, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
Yep. That's Pippen. I totally forgot.
Yeah.
That's really disrespectful of me.
Yeah,
That's
it's all
very
good.
disrespectful. I've watched that.
Pippin's married now, so
Who, Rodman or Pippen?
or Scottie Pippen. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, yeah. No.
That whole trio actually is quite odd.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just like, where do
Most
you reach
eclectic.
the height of like the highest high you could possibly get to, and
Yeah.
then where do you go from there? I mean, those, they're almost like not human
Yeah.
anymore. Like,
Yeah.
you can't be. There's no way to come back
Live a
to
normal
planet
life.
Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um.
Speaking on living on Earth.
I know. I was one of us was gonna do it.
Well, I
Um.
mean, to take that super directly,
Yeah.
there is to me this idea that like rich people speak a different language, and we kind of like mentioned this before, but like
Hmm.
to me, rich people speak a completely different language from like everybody else, and it does to some extent feel like they are alien. Like
Yeah.
they don't live on planet Earth.
Yeah.
And like that kind of thing with Jordan and Pippen and everything, that kind of speaks to that. Like once you go over a certain echelon, like you're no longer in the realm of like everybody else, you know, you kind of exist in this other thing, and it does become like kind of absurdist and like alien to like everything
Yeah.
else, you know.
Yeah.
Uh,
Because if you don't take it that way, it's just depressing. It
yeah,
just
it's just
sucks.
crazy. Yeah, it's like, oh, dude, that's what our life, like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, Begonia is like the only one of the three that really talks about like class consciousness. Like,
yeah,
that ends up kind of being like the
for sure.
big, like the
Big
thing in this.
political
And
thing, yeah,
yeah, and I think Lanthimos does that a number of times. Poor Things has that too.
for sure.
And The Favorite has that as well. Like, a number of these films
Well, that
do
maybe
this sort of
speak.
thing.
Sorry, yeah. I mean,
No, go
maybe
for it.
that
Yeah.
speaks to him being European and like not from here,
Totally. Yeah.
and like having just like a more class-centered like political mind versus like
Yeah.
race or like our party system
culture
or
war
whatever.
shit that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
deal
yeah.
with more than anything. Yeah,
Right. Like he's
totally.
obviously not going to be involved in a lot of those things. So
Yeah.
that makes more sense that he's taking like this angle, even though it's like he didn't write it or whatever, but still.
Yeah, yeah. No, but still, I mean, he obviously, if we're thinking of like Will Tracy wrote the menu and wrote Bugonia, Yorgos Lanthimos brought something. I hate
Yeah,
like he brought
true.
something. Like there's no denying like
Right.
this doesn't feel like a Will Tracy written movie. Like it
Sure.
doesn't. Besides like the very general like class consciousness, yada yada, all of those things.
Right, 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 right.
Um,
Like
but
Yorgos obviously had some sort of influence on the story, like
totally.
had to, at some point, right?
Yeah, and
Editing,
honestly, for
all that
Ari
stuff.
Aster to be attached to, like, there's a gem in this
Right,
that is legendary. Like, it's just
right.
like got this really great, and then you bring in some really great actors and Jesse
Yeah.
Plemons and Emma Stone, and you're cooking with gas. And it's really great. And then you surround them with actors that aren't good in some.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I think that's also the Yorgos promise is like you're gonna put some freaks in
Mixing.
there,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think that is something I like. I love like non-actors or like not so much like prolific actors like working with like some of the greats
Mm,
is a style of filmmaking and stuff that
neorealism.
yeah, exactly, that I really like Emma Stone was on the show The Curse,
Uh-huh.
which is
Oh
very
yeah.
similar in
Yep.
that like her and Nathan Fielder and Benny Safdie, um, alongside just almost like all of these like first time local New Mexico actors
Yeah,
that are just like, but they just, oh, it's just so good. There's
it
something that just
works.
grounds it
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me. I'm addicted to that sort of thing.
I'm
Um,
addicted.
yeah, like central casting, like just like getting like the freaks in the movie is just
Yeah.
great to me.
I mean, we talked about this a lot, but yeah, it's just a great way to pull stuff out of each other. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
You need
yeah.
that balance, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think even One Battle After Another had that too. Of
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, and probably Eddington too. I mean, there's just something like
yeah. The
you gotta
kids.
throw in just like regular folks. That's also kind
Yeah.
of the America 2025
Yeah.
kind of promise of that premise.
Right.
Um, is like all this is happening and we're just normal people, you guys.
Right.
And we're led by and led into like the lion's den by people that take action
Mm,
and are willing to blow it up and
yeah.
to do crazy things based on their beliefs and based on like material reasons too of just like, hey,
Yeah.
the data center's got to be made. Hey, I need to kill my daughter possibly. And then this one is like save the planet.
Yeah.
Like these are like things that they really want to do materially.
Right.
Um,
Like there is always a goal like at the end. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Which
To
I
like
mean, I guess
attain this
fucking
thing.
every movie has that, of course, but um, for the
But
most part,
using that like I don't know, I guess it's interesting. Like you just don't really see that many political movies. Like you know,
exactly. Yeah,
it's it's cool that like you get these three things that are like using our kind of contemporary conversations and then like funneling it into like story devices and like all these things. And it's like, oh, you can translate like what's going on in our lives into this thing, you know?
yeah.
I mean, I guess, like Parasite has kind of done that. Um,
Parasite's a great like movie to add to like the like what America is
right.
sort of, even though that's a South Korean movie.
But the
Um,
class
oh my
stuff,
God, it
yeah.
so perfectly illustrates
Yeah.
all these things. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
interesting.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Wow. Parasite. Yeah. Oof. That's a
Yeah.
good one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, that one's cool. I saw it on IMAX when it re-released.
Nice.
Yeah.
I saw it at Lucasfilm. I saw it
Oh,
there, and I
okay.
got to hear
Okay.
Bong Joon Ho talk.
Oh,
It was
that's so
pretty.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I that's a guy I really like too. Like
Yeah.
he's a cool dude. I got to see him and Guillermo del Toro. They just seem like they're like cut from the same cloth in a lot of
Yeah.
ways.
Totally. Totally.
Yeah.
Like speaking the same language. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. That would
Totally.
be a really. There's got to be something like that online for sure.
Yeah.
Um,
Someone who can speak Spanish and South and Korean.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, a good
That's
translator.
a cool language combo there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that.
I gotta find a good moderator for that.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one. Um,
Um,
so
yeah,
let's talk.
Bugonia.
How about like let's talk about the ending of
Sure, yeah.
Bugonia and how that kind of you know if we're ending this trilogy, how what this says too.
Yeah.
So huge spoiler once again is that it turns out Emma Stone is
An alien.
an alien.
Oh yeah.
Um, question for you: what did you think of that? Did you like did it rub you the wrong way or what was your
You know, I guess I can kind of speak on like what I thought about the movie.
yeah yeah yeah
Like overall, generally too,
yeah yeah true.
like I
You're not gonna hurt me.
I know, I just like again another movie that I was like I really want to like this. Like the premise seems really fucking cool.
Yeah.
Um, and I think the ride up, it was really rad. I don't know. I guess at some point I got really tired of what was going on,
Mm.
and it just felt very kind of surface level and like what like doesn't didn't make any sense to me. And then by the time we get to like the reveal of her being an alien, I was just like
You were out.
I was so checked out. I was
Yeah.
like, this is like it lost me. Like
Mm.
now I'm like completely lost,
Yeah.
And I guess like it's trying to build up to this moment, but I don't know, just there was something about that where I just like okay, I guess like aesthetically I want that more of that weird shit like across the whole thing.
We're talking about the weird stuff at the end.
Yeah, yeah. Like I
Mm.
thought the way it was shot and this production design and everything was really cool. And like the reveal is like, oh, it's shocking. But I don't know. There was just something about it where I want more of that kind of Yorgos weirdness, like
Yeah.
throughout the movie. Like a lot of the movie felt like it was shot at like a fucking what do they call them? Like a rent a office situation. Like it
Oh
just
sure. Yeah.
like a work WeWork. It looked like it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
shot
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
WeWork. Like I don't know, it just like it didn't really go to what I expect from a Yorgos movie, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, by the ending I just like um yeah, it didn't really hit, I guess, for me
Yeah.
the way I was
Um.
hoping.
Yeah. And what about the ending? Not just the reveal.
Oh yeah, sorry. I
No.
for
No. You're fine.
that
Yeah.
part is cool.
Yeah.
That if you did you watch Roy Anderson with us at the band
Nope.
fest?
I did not.
Yeah, it just reminded me of his movies.
Yeah.
Very drab, but also very like comedic in some way.
Yeah.
With the music and stuff, and also like what was it? Strange Love, like kind of like the ending of
Oh. Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
beginning of Strange Love.
Hmm.
But yeah, I thought it was a cool way to wrap it up.
Yeah, it was so interesting. So for the
Yeah,
listeners that are fine being spoiled, is that it's just the ending is Emma Stone as the alien queen or whatever the royalty. Um, that
like
she
kills it.
decides to basically end planet Earth and humanity, and she pops the atmosphere. It's like
Yeah,
this little thing in the thing. It's really neat. Um, and then so everyone on planet Earth dies, and just the humans. So maybe it wasn't the atmosphere. I was kind of like, what? When the animals showed up, but I was like, okay, I don't know. I thought it was just the atmosphere. Um,
yeah,
but so every human dies, and we have like a pretty long sequence of all these different situations, uh, some comedic of just people lying dead, just dead
yeah,
bodies, lying on top of each other in grocery stores, in offices, having sex in bed, in classrooms with kids,
yeah,
on the street, like all of these things. Like it's just endless, and it went on for a while,
yeah.
and um, just very interesting. It reminded me a lot of what is the Jonathan Glazer Auschwitz movie?
Zone
Um,
of interest.
Zone of Interest. It was very similar to the end of Zone of Interest, where it kind of like Zone of Interest ends with like the actual Auschwitz museum, and it's kind of like
Mm,
just shots on like the shoes and all of these like really mundane objects that we now like associate, like we like look at them to try to like bring ourselves back and to kind of like get some idea.
Yeah.
And that goes on for a while too, of just like these women vacuuming in
In the
the
museum.
Auschwitz museum and stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's kind of, and so the ending is like very mundane. Like it's
Yeah.
just like static shots. I'm pretty sure they're all static of just like dead bodies.
Yeah.
Um, and it felt like the kind of like inevitable conclusion of what the America story is. Like
Oh.
if we continue this
Damn,
kind of
Ryan.
like, I know
Yeah.
I hate to do it, but
Yeah, yeah.
it's just like almost nuclear holocaust level, like just like, killing the bees,
Yeah.
uh the the ending of it all, and
Mm.
just, yeah, it felt so perfectly poetic,
Yeah.
um
Right.
to like, and relevant and everything like that. And so I took it, and I was like, for whatever reason, I did not see the twist coming, and I I was definitely like, as soon as it happened, I was like, oh yeah. I just started like nodding. I was like, fuck yeah. I was so sold. I loved it. And yeah, and then it pulled, because so much of the movie you're like wondering if Emma Stone is actually an alien. And so there's so much like almost like Shutter Island level, uh Shutter Island level like acting and
Sure.
understanding of like, wait a second, like
She's
really
playing.
reading Emma Stone as an actor,
Yeah, yeah.
of what she's going for. And there's so many times where it's like, huh, maybe, and then she starts to really play it up that she is an alien to Jesse Plemons, and it's like, oh yeah, she's doing this
To
like
fuck with
to
him.
escape, like it,
Yeah.
yeah, it makes sense, like eventually she has to like give in, and like it's so crazy to, I was like audibly saying, no, don't do it. Like, because then there's this fear of like you give into his delusion and all of a sudden you're on a different playing field entirely. Because,
Yeah,
like we
yeah.
said at the beginning of this podcast, is like we're talking totally different languages here.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And Jesse Plemons comes from this
Uh-huh.
conspiracy laden internet bubble.
Right.
Um, and so I mean, you start like giving him fuel,
Mm-hmm.
where the fuck is that gonna go?
Right, right,
And
right.
then there's the whole scene in the office where she's like, oh yeah, go in the closet, and I got to use this calculator, and it's just going to take some time. And you see everyone, you're like, oh yeah, she's just trying to take time to escape, and she's like really giving into his delusion.
Right.
And then something weird happens and he dies, and you're like, huh, that was kind of strange. And then the ambulance people kind of like give like a reason, but then it's, yeah, I don't know. And so I was just like, I don't know, there's a lot of levels to it, and I really, it just tickled all my little fancies. And so Yorgos is still my king. Even if Kinds of Kindness like didn't like totally like, and I think it's because like I like it when Yorgos like goes big, and it, to
Mm,
me, Bugonia goes big. Like it go, but and it's
mm,
because of the ending that I think it goes big. Like it decides to say something bigger and to make the movie much larger than it was, than just like a movie in a basement.
mm-hmm.
Um, it's now like the planet, and I
Oh,
I
the very ending.
at the very end, yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because it didn't need that, it didn't need any of it, like it, like I even think like some lesser directors would have just like left you with, was she alien, maybe, but
Mm,
he made a statement, um and was affirmative and was like, you know what, we're gonna get weird with it. And that's the Yorgos
yeah.
promise too, is like the most beautiful, crazy, Poor Things-esque set and costumes, and just like, um yeah, just got me going.
I mean, I remember watching it and being like, Ryan would love this shit. Like,
Yeah.
especially when she goes in the closet and goes up to her
Oh
other
yeah. I
room.
mean, that's just, oh
Yeah.
yeah. It's speaking my language. I was sold.
Yeah.
yeah, I was crazy about it. So
It was
yeah,
cool. It was cool. It was fun. It was
yeah,
fun. It was weird. Definitely his like style of like off kilter. And I guess you're bringing up weird good points of like there this kind of like cat mouse like negotiation between them, and yeah, like the
yeah.
whole truth and lies and like deception and reality and everything.
Yeah, and the best
Um,
characters lie, like in stories
yeah,
and stuff like that. Like that just makes for
right.
really good. And to have like a character you don't know is lying, like is like it's just like, and then lying to get deeper and not like, I don't know. I was stressing. I
Yeah,
didn't. I was very uncomfortable for a lot of it. And then there's just
yeah,
like there's a lot of like intense violence at points too. That's just
yeah,
like tough. Yeah. And it's so scary to be like at the whim of someone's delusion.
yeah.
Like, and in the end, I mean, in the
Mm,
end, it's saying like his delusion was real, which is kind of like a crazy thing too.
yeah,
And it's funny to go there. But like you one day you might get kidnapped by someone who thinks something insane and
right,
there's no way to talk them down. Like
right.
the only thing you can do is go deeper. And that's terrifying to
Terrifying.
me.
Yeah.
That is so scary. It's just like, what if we are like run by people
But I
that
like that.
that are like that?
Yeah,
And
that's what.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
yeah.
That's
And
what's
so
happening.
yeah, and so it all, the grand
Mm,
epic of America is that it's scary and terrifying and we're paranoid and uh I don't know how to fix it. Because
yeah,
every single one of these people is American, and so it's also just like the grand tapestry
right.
of it all.
I mean, it is. Yeah, I mean, it's in like I think a big thing is like this um us versus them sort of mentality in each of these movies and like how
Mm.
to deal with that sort of thing.
Yeah,
Because I think that's what's really the like issue, or I don't know, the structure of like our problems is that like we want it to be a battle. Like
yeah,
we want to fight and like stand up for our ideals and stuff. But at the end of the day, like where does that lead us, you know? In
eggs got to make it to the store. Like
yeah,
all of
yeah.
these things. Like, what does it really look like to do something that will change things?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because I feel like all paths lead to violence in this regard of like, difference and everything. So,
yeah,
yeah. And all these movies definitely escalate to that point
yep. They're
of
not.
like
They
someone
all go there.
dying. Yeah. So in a way, these are all like tragic comedies, like of the
Yeah,
treatment of America.
and I think that's another good thing is like none of these are pure dramas. Like
Yeah,
they all have funny satirical elements to it. And
right.
that's kind of, I think that's the other reason I really enjoyed like the grand scheme of this too, is that's also kind of that's the only way to kind of go through this.
Yeah,
I mean, there's like it's what I enjoy, but it's also like it's absurd. It's
yeah,
all so absurd and it's
yeah,
crazy. Um, yeah, and the reality is terrifying.
yeah. It's cool seeing that captured in a film for sure, or
Yeah,
in films. Yeah, because there is something cinematic or just like fucking weird about our lives today, and
yeah,
yeah, it's kind of perfect for this sort of stuff. Yeah,
yeah. Well, let's hope next year we get America 2026, or maybe
yeah.
not.
The
We
next
might not.
version. I mean, what do we call this? What is this thing?
This trilogy?
Yeah.
I don't know. You want to try to come up with something right now?
I
It
mean,
might
because
be the
like,
title, so it might be given away already
right,
if
right,
we come
right.
up with something good.
I mean, this might just be deleted, but
Yeah,
like,
true.
I mean, in terms of like wrapping these things or like tying a bow through them or whatever, I think we've
Mm,
mentioned a lot about like truth and lies and like paranoia and like deception and like what reality is. like conflict or conflict and stuff, dealing with
Hmm.
history and dealing with the past and everything. Um, I don't know. Yeah, I guess just it's like what is American like identity in 2025, you know? It's just like that it's such a weird like thing. You can't really define it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We're left like trying to define it with movies.
Yeah.
You know, like what are we doing?
True. I mean, that's what we all, that's like what we have, you know? It's like,
It is,
yeah.
and they'll look back at these too, and I think there
Right.
will be like cultural importance to all three of these,
Right.
um, because they all do, whether you like them or not. They all come with like that really genuine American uh, perspective point of view,
Yeah.
like a little thing, be it conspiracy, be it like violence and revolution, and then be it paranoia.
Hmm.
um those are all the America we live in today, and probably going to live in the near future too.
Yeah. It doesn't seem, I mean, this is going to be something that we're going to have to deal with like
Yeah,
well into the future. That like like it's just like this is, but it's also like this is what America has also been for like the last century, you know?
yeah,
Like this is kind of what like history has been leading up to is like this very moment. Not to be fucking crazy, but
no, like
like we are inheriting a lot of this shit, you know? And you know, we have to take responsibility to like change it or confront it or something. I think that's what all these movies are trying to say is like
yeah,
the individual has to take action at some point, you know?
yeah,
Um, yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
Viva la revolution.
yeah, yeah. It also feels like like the individual isn't enough. The
Mm,
collective is the answer too.
right,
Like if that's what it's going to require, is like one battle after another level help to
right,
even survive.
right.
um yeah,
To combat. Yeah.
yeah. But who
Fuck.
the fuck are we to try to solve these problems?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, they don't pay
People.
me to talk about this.
Yeah, we're Americans.
Yeah.
We have a right.
I just watch movies.
I just watch movies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully it does feel, I mean, I don't know. Do you feel like things are changing?
For the better.
Yeah. Or
No.
worse or
Oh
anything?
yeah, I definitely think it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better for sure.
Like war?
Yeah, yeah, I think that, you know, you have to look at like the contradictions and how you actually solve them.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
it's we're not we're so polarized that at a certain point it's just like, how do we, like, I think we're the closest we've ever been to civil war, and I don't even know, I don't, I feel like we'd have such a hard time actually. I don't think we have it in us to like kill each other, but like I could see a like Texas seceding, like that
Sure.
doesn't seem crazy to me. Like if like people are willing to do things differently now, for
Yeah.
better or worse. Like I'm happy that things are happening at the very least, because things have been shit for so long.
Yeah.
But like that also means that things can change in the bad direction too. Like things are
Right.
fluid now. After the pandemic, things are fluid.
Yeah.
And a lot is going to change. And I think there's a lot of possibilities that we can't exactly realize and that will be unprecedented, but also will be precedented if you look far back enough. Like I
Right.
think like,
That, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
that's kind of, if we're taking Civil War and we're taking World War II history, like these things come to a head, you know, like it doesn't
something's got
just,
to give.
yeah, yeah, like the movie, something's got to give.
Yeah.
Like
Like
there,
the episode, like the Letterbox Top 250 episode we did.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you know, when you look at, I like when you look at Hitler and what had to happen to get rid of Hitler. Like he didn't just get reelected, you
No,
know, like we didn't just
no,
elect a new person. Like we
no,
had to
that's not going to
fucking,
happen. Like people will not give it up. Like
yeah,
like
And they've
fascists
already
coming
been
into
talking
power.
about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why would they give it like they're why would they have an election they will lose?
Right.
Like
Just
they
doesn't make
it's not
sense.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Yeah. So I
Like be
feel like,
realistic, folks.
yeah, I mean, when we look at like the pandemic and then civil rights and like all these things happening all at once, like I feel like in some regards you're gonna have like a war that like it changes what war is and stuff. I don't know.
I mean, we definitely can't have like a civil war. Like now we have drones and shit. Like it's going to be like it'll be
That's
like
what I
the years of
mean.
lead in Italy more so. It'll be just like insane terroristic violence
Yeah.
and bombings and things
Right.
and it's gonna be scary, you
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
There's a little bit of time to stop it though. I do think that like there is like there's a window still, but it's tiny.
Like, I mean, what's the path though? Like, what would be, I don't know. I just don't understand um the path back, or
Oh,
whatever.
path back.
You know? Yeah,
Yeah,
like
oh yeah.
what's
No, I don't know what that
in terms
like
of
we
like,
almost need to be invaded, right? Like that's what needs to happen is like
whoa.
someone needs to overthrow us. Like that's the only way and start over. Like we have to
Mm,
start over.
mm. I mean, I think you're right. Like if someone attacks us, then
Yeah.
you're uniting against
Oh,
whatever.
see, I want to be attacked.
Yeah, you want to be,
I want to be freed
yeah.
of this hell. Like, please, China,
Yeah.
come save me. Um, uh, let me be white Chinese. I'll do it. I'll do it for
Yeah.
you. I'll learn Mandarin. Ni hao, ni hao.
Oh my
Um,
God. That's so
like,
funny.
like I, yeah. I mean,
I
it's
mean,
just, but that's also like to have like to be attacked. But then what you get when that happens
yeah.
is more nationalism, which isn't that isn't. I don't necessarily think that's good or bad. Like I think you can use it in good ways, but it certainly isn't going to make things go in like a healthier, happier direction.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, no, I think you're right in it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Like,
I mean, yeah,
yeah.
I hate to be that guy, but
No, but it's true. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I don't know if it's true, but it just feels like you need to cull out a lot of stuff, and that kind of requires like a level of whatever.
it's not a happy ending.
It's like, yeah, it's like, yeah, frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyways, my heart
well,
rate's up.
that will be $175 for your therapy session today. um,
Yeah. Holy shit.
right on. So
I mean, that's the movies, right?
those are the movies, and
That's
it's
what,
awesome that you can bring so much into movies, and when they do go after politics
oh
in
yeah.
like interesting ways, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, got me riled up.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Woo!
Kevin's sweating.
Yeah, yeah.
Right
I mean, it
on.
was gonna get there, right? Because
Yeah,
can't talk
that's
about this and
you
not
can't. Yeah, of
go
course.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Right
thank
on.
you for bringing this to the plate. Like, this was such a great idea, and
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. If yeah, anything you ever come up with, obviously we've got an unbelievable list of things.
right.
But yeah,
But I
especially
mean,
in
something
in
that's
modern. Yeah,
current. Yeah.
yeah.
Something that's like now. Like so much of what we talk about is like from the 30s or like
True.
from whatever. And like it's great talking about a collection of new movies. Like these are all this year. I don't think this has ever happened. It's
No.
always been like one or maybe two, but like this is a really cool conversation
Yeah.
that I don't think
And
we've ever had. Yeah.
I think we'll be able to look back at this and be like, oh wow, like whether it be good or bad or what have you. Well,
Yeah,
it's a time capsule too, which is cool.
for sure. Yeah, within our time. Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Because so many of our things are kind of like evergreen, but I
Right.
think that this is timely and
Yeah.
hopefully timeless,
True.
depending on how it goes.
I mean, it'll be relevant for historical purposes. Yeah.
Exact. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Capturing like how we're feeling in this current stage of America. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is great.
Yeah.
We're feeling great.
I mean, I love America. Like, I still
Nashville.
Yeah, Nashville, like that kind of satirical Americana to me is like really fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I've been listening to some songs that like remind me of Nashville. Like they're like Americana, but it's like something funny. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's like intentionally that way, but I just find it kind of funny.
Oh.
Maybe there's something about that, but like, yeah, I don't know. I still am riding strong for America, but very critical and yeah.
Yeah, let me know how it goes.
Yeah, not going well right now.
All right, folks, get outside, meet your neighbors, throw up the V peace sign. You're not a crook.
Yeah.
And that's a wrap, folks. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Wind Reel and Print is a podcast by Salad Brain Productions.
You can find us on Instagram at Wind Reel and Print Pod.
You can also find us wherever you get your podcasts.
And please, if you like the show, leave a rating and review.
We'll see you next time.